the fire for so long, will you show me better? A new kind of love, it's ever the one I want. I'm lifting you higher, higher. There's nothing that I'd rather do. A sweet elevation, our praises. There's no one I love more than you. I never knew a love like this before. The kind of life that I cannot.
Hi, my name is Casey Blackert.
Evan Insko.
Gracie Holbrook.
Isaac Gang.
My name is Max Wimberly.
Hi, my name's Nia Mangine. Peyton Lewis.
I'm Savannah Barnes.
My name is Luke Davidson.
My name is Sophia DeMucci.
My name is Amy Williams.
Your love, like nothing I've seen. My wildest of dreams don't come close.
Like my time as Crosspoint has been so beneficial to me in like every single way. I basically grew up in this church. I just, in the way that it's taught me, like through my faith and through like even just how to be a human being to other people, I'm so grateful to have like that kind of influence in my life that teaches me like different ways to worship God. Because for a while, because I lived in Haiti, right? And in Haiti, there's a lot of church, but it's very traditional, and you go to church every Sunday, and you learn this and you learn that, and you have to memorize the Bible verses. But I think through Crosspoint, I've learned that my way of serving and my way of worshiping the Lord is through serving other people and through kind of filling other people's cup. That's how I show that I love God, and also how I show that I love other people is through helping people through things that they need.
I think what I'm grateful for at my time at Crosspoint is the connections that I've made, because I know I started out with having a parent who worked here, so I kind of had built-in connections, but then when I got older and as he worked somewhere else, I had to make the connections by myself, and it was just a very nice place to easily make friends and have people who knew you.
I think one thing I'm grateful for about my time at Crosspoint is the community that I've built. I've met some of my best friends, met some of my mentors, and many amazing adults, like through all the places that I have served in, my small group leaders, the pastors, and just all the friends that I've built through all the various ministries. So one thing I'm grateful for is community.
Something I'm grateful for is definitely the leaders. They've made a really big impact in my life. I've gotten really close with a lot of them, and that's just like one of my favorite things to see. JT and like Tracy and like everyone, Jonna, yeah.
I'd say I'm most grateful for the experiences that I've gained here. Like the time in between lessons at church, I'll get to spend messing around in the hallways, talking to friends, meeting new people, everything like that. And it's really been life-changing for some of the experiences and relationships that I've gained throughout my time at Crosspoint.
I would say that the thing that I'm most grateful about at my time in Crosspoint would be the relationships I've created with all of my peers. I've been here since I was 5 years old, so I've gotten the chance to meet so many people, and even though people have left the church and come to the church, I feel like I still can have those relationships, and I can always have people to count on whenever I need it. Whatever's going on in my life, it's just a bad grade or someone passes away, I always have people to lean on because of my relationships.
I think I'm really grateful for all the relationships that I've been able to develop throughout my years at Crosspoint, because I think that's something that's really important in a church, and I'm happy to say that I've met some really good friends throughout my years.
I am grateful for the community, I would say. I've kind of been a little bit of an outcast throughout my life for no reason. I'm just very not social. And as much as I didn't talk with a lot of people, I still knew they were friendly with me and they were familiar faces, and I just felt like I was safe even if I wasn't friends with everyone around me, which also made it really easy for me to get into the band, because I hate being center of attention, but I like to sing and I like to play piano, so I thought, well, if I'm going to start anywhere, I want to start where I know everybody, I guess, or everyone's familiar to me. So that's kind of what pushed me. And all the leaders, even if the other high schoolers or middle schoolers or anyone in your class didn't really talk to you, you still could rely on the leaders to walk up to you and be like, hey, how are you? And try to make you feel comfortable or find you a person to sit with or something like that. So I greatly appreciate that, considering I'm just not, I don't feel I'm capable of walking up to someone myself and just introducing myself and making friends in that way. So.
Definitely the thing I'm most grateful for my time here at Crosspoint is the Crosspoint community. There is, like, ever since I was young, you've had, like, amazing leaders stepping me through, like, everything, and the students, like my peers. I've met one of my best friends here. Like, I've really made a nice community of peers as well. And also, when I started volunteering, the kids are just amazing, and the families that I've worked with here are also amazing. It's just a really strong community, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yes, I'm very grateful for my time at Crosspoint and volunteering especially, and I like volunteering with the first grade boys. It was always such a joyful thing to do on Sundays, and then as well as just grateful for the community within the high school groups, and the trips that we went on were very moving and had a lot of fun doing those.
Something that I'm grateful for about my time at Crosspoint is all the opportunities that it has given me over the years to meet people and find room for leadership and learning how to serve. That's probably the biggest for me. I've been able to go on mission trips with the church and serve and go on retreats and learn what church camp is like and how you can interact and teach people to learn about God and learn about God yourself through having fun as well.
There's nothing that I'd rather do. A sweet elevation, our praises. There's no one.
I would probably say that the biggest value I've learned at Crosspoint is you can be friends with anybody. And I know that because lots of the people that I've met here probably wouldn't have been someone that I would have wanted to reach out to or talk to. And when they've been so kind to me, I realize, that there's so much diversity here, and just getting to know people and all their stories and their cultures and getting to be a part of their lives, it's really taught me how to reach out to other people outside of the church and even try and introduce them into this community, because we are so tight-knit and accepting of everybody regardless of what you believe. If you're just trying out Christianity, or if you are so hardcore Christian, because I've had times in my life where I really don't know what I'm feeling, but I know that even if I come here uncertain, I'll still feel welcome.
Unapologetically being me, mainly because I haven't been comfortable in any social situation, and I always struggle with that. Like, I always thought I had to fit in with everybody, and I had to be the same as everyone else and make sure I didn't stand out and make sure that I wasn't bringing attention to myself. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy in that time. And since this is one of the places that I was at normally every week doing whatever, I realized the more that I expressed myself, the more I felt happy with myself, and I felt that it was okay. And I realized that everybody else, they didn't care. They were like, you do you. I don't care if you dress like that or look like that or act like that. It was accepted. And so I was able to just be myself, and I think moving forward doing that, it'll just make life easier and smoother and just happier for me. And I'm just glad that I learned that here, because I think this is one of the more accepting places of that kind of stuff than any other place.
I would say one value that I had to take away from Crosspoint is you never know quite what somebody's going through, and you need to keep an open ear and an open mind to everything that's going around. Make sure your shoulder's always there for somebody to lean on if they need it, because like I said earlier, you just never know what somebody could be going through.
Love. There's such a strong emphasis on that here, and obviously we're Christians, so we're supposed to love people, and it's so important, but I think that almost gets overlooked sometimes. And idea of like inclusion, like anyone, no matter like their race, sexuality, like their background, their culture, like is loved. And it's our job as Christians to love God and love others. And I really appreciate that emphasis, and I really want to carry that out through like the rest of my life, because that's so important. And also, side note, service, because like I started serving here. It was one of the first places I've had like a regular service position. Has been so like impactful for me. It like really fulfills me like every single week. Like I really look forward to serving, and I really want to continue serving in the community and giving back.
So one of the values I've really learned is, I guess, the community value, I guess, of everyone here really like checks in on each other and makes sure everyone's okay. And I really like how that works at Crosspoint and how everyone actually cares about how people are doing and checks in on them, and that means a lot, so definitely.
The value that I've learned at Crosspoint that I would say I think is most prominent is service. It's something that I hope to carry on with me through all the rest of my life, is learning how to serve people and not asking for anything in return. It's something I've been very accustomed to by serving in kids ministry, and even just helping out on Sunday mornings is learning how to serve others.
I think one of the biggest values that I've learned is just being valued in community. I think that's kind of an important thing, being a very social person. Obviously people tend to be more social or less social, and it's kind of up to you as a person, but I think being valued in a community is very important.
Specifically, one thing that Crosspoint has taught me that'll help me throughout my whole life is the value of kind of loving other people, like despite anything. Like that's something that's in the Bible that I think a lot of churches don't really teach about much, that like God loves you no matter what. And I think that Crosspoint and all the values it's kind of instilled in me has taught me that regardless of your experiences, someone else has a different experience. So it's important to kind of love people the way that God loves people, and love them regardless of things that you may think about them, or kind of what that inner like little voice is telling you in your head. Kind of love them regardless of that, the way that God would love.
A value that I've learned at Crosspoint is I've definitely learned how to be more confident with myself, because the people here are very good at building you up and helping empower you to be the better person.
Probably faith. I don't know if that's a value, but basically faith over fear, just having faith in yourself, faith in God.
I hope that the value that Crosspoint makes everyone feel included and invited as well goes throughout my life. I think making people feel included is super important, but also making them feel like they're invited, like they're wanted, like we want them here, we want people to come, and like they're valued once they get here. It's just super important, and I hope that's something that I can carry on from Crosspoint.
Love more than you. I never knew a love like this before. The kind of life that I cannot find on my.
Well, one, thank you. You've made my life not just easier, but happier and more fun, and more, I felt accepted and loved by someone even through my worst days. When I was going through the worst time of my life, I told my best friend, and fully saying, don't say anything to anyone. And the first thing she did was tell our pastor, our old pastor, Corey. And at first I was mad, but then, I mean, that's the best thing she could have done for me. And so to the pastors and the people that I've served with and the people that I've talked to and been around, I mean, even the people that just work at the coffee shop, like they made me feel like I was in a community and I was accepted, and I was one of them. I didn't feel like I was an outcast at that point. And that wasn't something I was used to, because I just always felt like I was in this shell alone. And I was always trapped in my mind at the time. When I came to church, I felt like once I told somebody, I could just be open with it. And I realized that a lot of other people were going through that, and I didn't feel like it was just me at that point. So I'm very thankful to the people that understood and helped me through it and grew up with me. And they made a huge impact on my life.
To all of the people and my leaders that I have met at Cross Point, I just want to say thank you for putting in all of your time and getting to know each and every one of us. And I know that we have been a lot to deal with. I've been here ever since I was 5, so the leaders that dealt with me when I was going through my food earring phases, good for you guys. But it makes me so happy to be able to create these relationships with people ever since I was little and get to, grow up and them see where I've come and I see where they've come. And I just want to say thank you for dealing with all my weird stages.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who I've met throughout my years at Cross Point. That includes leaders like Rob and all the friends that I've met throughout the years. Also, thank you to JT for obviously getting me more involved in the church and kind of giving me a role here. And I just want to say thank you, and I know y'all made a big impact on my life, so I appreciate it.
To everybody that's impacted me at Cross Point, I'd just like to say one big thank you. I mean, I appreciate all of you. You've always kept your mind open, talking to us, being really relatable, and being able to share some laughter. And most importantly, I feel like I've never been talked down to like I'm a kid here. I feel like I've always been treated as equal, and you can't find that everywhere else. This has just been a very open and positive community for me.
So there's a lot of people that have impacted me here at Cross Point. I've been here since 1st grade. It's a long list. So we got to start with Sophia, my best friend in the whole wide world. She's like my sister from another mother. I swear she can read my mind. But we met here and we really grew together here with the church. And I'm just so blessed that she's been in my life. She's such a blessing. Also JT, #1 leader here for children, for the student ministry. She's amazing. I've known her since middle school. And going into high school, she's just been such an amazing leader. And all she does with us and her passion for us and God is amazing. And the Bible study that we did during COVID has been amazing. It's really impacted me ever since. Also, Bonnie, she's amazing. Everything, all the hard work she puts into student, the kids ministry is amazing. And she just makes our experience as volunteers and makes the kids and families feel so welcome. She's the one that hugs you around your neck. That's her thing, and she, it makes you feel so appreciated and loved here. And so she creates such a strong, loving community here as well. Also, I want to say my life group leaders, Amber and Sarah. Amber's been with me since day one. I know I was quite obnoxious middle schooler, but she put up with me to this day. And Sarah, she was definitely a new addition to our life group, but she has been so amazing. And she's also an OT, and that's a goal of mine that I want to be when I grow up. So she's really inspired me through all of this. And also, I want all the leaders, Eddie, for my middle school. I was 3rd service kid, so it was really, quiet. There weren't that many kids, and he always made me feel so special and appreciated and loved, and I was very thankful for that. He's amazing. And also all the leaders that, the worship staff and all the people that are behind the scenes, like Michelle and John and everyone that just puts in a lot of work to make our experience as students great. So thank you.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank JT. She's been amazing throughout the whole high school experience and just made it really fantastic with all she does. And I'd like to thank Bonnie and everyone that works in the Kids Point ministry. They really made that great volunteering.
To the people at Cross Point, I'd like to first say thank you. You guys have done so much for me to help me grow up. You taught me so much about God and how to help others and how to be a good man. And the little kids that I serve, 1st graders, you've humbled me a lot. I'd just like to say thank you.
Well, first of all, I think just the atmosphere of Cross Point and everyone in it, we have such a diverse atmosphere with everyone here. There's all sorts of different views and everything like that, and I think that specifically has helped me kind of become the person that I am and helped me learn to love people that are different from me. Specifically, all the youth leaders and the volunteer leaders have taught me a lot about, again, how to be a human being to other people and love other people through serving and helping people that need help. I think that lots of leaders have kind of taught me like that specific people have specific needs, and in order to serve different people, you need to serve them differently. So I think that's something that Crosspoint has taught me, like all the people of Crosspoint have taught me. And then specifically through like the youth leaders and with my small group leaders, Amber and Sarah, they have kind of created this space where I'm allowed to be myself, which again, a lot of churches don't have, which is why I'm super, super grateful for Crosspoint and Rhythm and my small group, is that I have that space to kind of express myself, and I know that I'm not wrong for being the way that I am, or I'm not going to be judged for saying something that I'm not quite sure about. There's so many like churches that I've been to that have been like, you have to believe this and you have to believe that and you have to know this. But at Crosspoint and with all these leaders, I'm so grateful to have this place where I can ask the questions that I need to ask, that I can kind of exist the way that I am, and I can learn more about my faith without being pushed away or feeling judged.
I definitely want to thank my life group for having an impact on me, because they've helped me be who I am, and they definitely helped inspire and help want me to come back every week. And definitely I'd want to thank JT, because I was going through a rough patch a while ago with faith, and I reached out and she definitely helped me move through that and help re-inspire or re-instill my belief.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I think like I've had the opportunity, I've been at Crosspoint since I was in second grade, so I've kind of gotten to grow up, and my mom's been on staff, so I've gotten to kind of go like with Crosspoint through a lot of different steps and journeys of it. So I've gotten to serve through all the ministries with a lot of amazing adults and have various leaders throughout my time. I've had Amber's been with us since 6th grade, and so it's been super awesome just having her with us the whole time. And then we've had various like assistant leaders, or not assistant leaders, but other like co-leaders come in and join us, which has been super fun. And right now we have Sarah, and she's awesome. And I think also like all the kids that I've gotten to serve with, like they've helped me grow in a lot of ways. And I know like we always talk about the impact a leader has, but often like we don't talk about the impact that the students can have on the leader. And so just a big thank you to everybody for everything they've done.
Thank you so much for being on this journey with all of us through elementary, middle, and high school. You shaped us into the people we are today, and I'm just really grateful that I got to have the best 4 years of my life at Crosspoint.
I can't imagine what it'd be like on my own. I made up my heart. This love is all I've got.